everyone, my name is Lerato Skansi-Fuma. I am your investment advisor and financial planner. Welcome to the Strategica channel. We've had a lot of questions from our viewers who wanted to know exactly what it is that we do. So in this week's video, we're going to break down our services for you. So why financial planning? Financial planning is a fairly new concept that's still very new to the developing world, and it started in the 1960s in the US and quickly grew within the very same decade in the Chicago area. If you don't know who Susie Ullman is, you better get on that plug. She's one of the few financial advisors who has been a veteran and has made this discipline very popular in recent decades. So if you are interested, do stick around as we'll be discussing all of the aspects of financial planning. So financial planning has 6 main disciplines. The first one being personal financial management, investment planning, retirement planning, risk planning, which is also your insurance, tax planning, and estate planning. So we'll be discussing those 6 aspects today to see how you can benefit from having your own financial advisor. So personal financial management has to do with managing your money on a day-to-day basis. So this is where your roadmap actually starts. And the first step is deciding on your financial goals. Once you know what your financial goals are, for instance, if it's for me and I just had a child and I know that I want to start saving for my child's education, that could be the first goal that I identify. I probably want to build a house, which is another goal. I probably want to travel, which is another goal of mine. So that is where everything starts with saying, these are the things that I want to do. And then as you have just started and stated everything that it is that you want to achieve, then you move on to your budget. Your budget now compares the things that you have on a month-to-month basis, which are your monthly obligations, and then you see how you are actually going to achieve the goals that you have just stipulated. And it's very important at this point in time to be very clear and to be very honest with yourself as to what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you have as your income, and what you have as the expenses or your monthly obligations. Doing this will help you plan and put that roadmap to work. Because one, if I've identified my child's education as one of the things that I want to do, I need to now start thinking of how much I'm going to put away on a month-to-month basis consistently, so over how long in order for me to reach that goal. So remember that the role of a financial advisor is to make sure that the goals that you are setting, the financial goals should be specific, are SMART. Memo Khanso will be putting down what SMART means, but we want our goals to be SMART so that we are able to, as we are engaging, the advisor and the client are engaging, we are able to make sure that we are measuring progress towards attaining those financial goals. Another aspect that is so one of the other aspects of a financial plan that is very important is retirement planning. And retirement planning has received a lot of focus in recent years due to a few reasons. One being a longevity risk. The longevity risk being the risk that people are now outliving their retirement benefits. People are now living for longer, and I know there's a study that showed that a person who's going to live to be 120 years has already been born. So this means even if our employers or places of work have the normal retirement age being around 60 to 65, this gives you another 55 years that you are still going to be alive, and you need to still be sustaining yourself, and you need to build that money or wealth during your active years when you're working. Another reason is people are always so shocked. I think it's because we are always putting off retirement and thinking we are only going to go when we get to age 60 or 65 or 70, given our different circumstances, but we never actually sit down to consider what our retirement needs are. So people are normally very shocked. I've had the privilege of working with people who are going for retirement, and most people are always shocked as to how much they've actually put away for their retirement, because when we are working, we seldomly look at the capital that we are building. Is it enough for the kind of lifestyle I want to lead when I get to retirement? Then the third one is also the tax that is involved. As much as our retirement benefit contributions are tax-free, they also get taxed as income when we do reach retirement. So certain things such as tax as well, or the tax implications of the retirement fund benefits, also have to be considered. So that is the work of a financial advisor. We want to help you to get to a comfortable retirement by making sure that one, you establish your retirement capital needs. The capital being the amount of money that you're going to need to sustain you until you get to 120 if you are that lucky, and to make sure that your dependents are also well taken care of if you are not around. That is point number one. So now the financial advisor will say this is the amount of money that you need. Let's say we establish that Mrs. A needs 1 million in order to retire comfortably. So what the financial advisor does is to say, in today's terms, how much do you need to be putting away, either on an annual basis or a monthly basis, depending on how you're able to structure your savings. So that is the work of the financial advisor. The financial advisor also helps you in figuring out the tax implication of your retirement fund benefits, how they are going to come and how they are going to be taxed. And remember, as you're doing your retirement fund planning, there are also different types of retirement fund plans or funds out there that you can choose from. We'll also be discussing that so that you now have the different choices that you have as a person who is focusing on planning for their retirement. Another aspect that we look at when we're drawing up a financial plan is investment planning. I know a lot of us like to talk about investments, but do we really understand what it means to invest? So the work of a financial advisor is, for one, to actually establish your goals and to put those goals to work. So some of the goals need to have money invested. Like I had said, I might want to save for my retirement. And if I want to save for my retirement, I also need to make the choice as to what are the right investment vehicles to be invested in to make sure that I reach my retirement goals. If I want to save for my child's education, where should this money be sitting? Should this be sitting in an insurance product, or should I be actually saving in an investment fund where I'm actually going to be able to provide for my child's education in the future? So those are the kind of choices and decisions that a financial advisor helps you to reach by saying, this is the goal that you want to attain, and this is where your money needs to be invested to make sure that you get the right returns within the right parameters, which are your risk profile, because there are some people who like to take risks, and they can stomach that the risk, and with high risk comes what? High rewards as well. So we also need to assess your risk appetite as to what it is that you can stomach. Can you stomach the losses of an equity fund? If you can't, then it means you probably need to go into a safer investment vehicle that is much safer and won't be as volatile as an equity investment, for instance. So the work of a financial advisor is to make sure that, one, we choose the right investment vehicles, we assess your risk appetite, we assess your risk intolerance as well, and your behavioral biases, because there are some people, when the markets go down, normally want to disinvest their funds, and that gives them what? Capital loss that they can never recover. So we want to make sure that at all times your investments are protected and you are making the right investment choices to make sure that the money works for you. Another aspect of a financial plan is risk planning or insurance planning. Insurance is very important because it covers you from what? Uncertain events that might occur in the future. But the reason why you have insurance is for you to make sure that if ever such events occur, you are adequately covered. So most of the times we need to assess, one, with the different kind of products out there, which products are actually right for you. For instance, if I have a car, I probably need motor insurance. Some people actually don't even know that when it comes to motor insurance, there are actually different types of motor insurance. You can have your comprehensive that will cover yourself and the person that's involved in the accident, or you can just have one that is called the third-party liability that just covers damage that you extend onto another passenger's vehicle. So we also need to assess what it is you can afford, what it is that you're seeking cover for, because I know it's quite popular in our societies that we actually want life insurance, but we use funeral covers as life insurance. Remember guys, life insurance and funeral insurance are very, very different. Funeral insurance is just to cover for your funeral expenses, while life insurance is to make sure that your dependents are well taken care of after you have departed. So please make sure that you make the right choice when it comes to your insurance covers. There's also things like income protection. If you were to lose your job today, are you actually going to be able to cover your monthly obligations? So you would also want to get some income protection of some sort. There's also disability cover. If ever you were to become disabled and you are no longer to do your daily activities or job, would you be able to cover yourself against that loss of income? Are you actually able to make the right adjustments? If you need a wheelchair, are you actually able to upgrade your house to have a ramp so that you're actually able to access your house and other facilities within your home easily? So those are the type of things that we need to look at, and insurance planning always makes us to put the right covers in place to make sure that the unforeseen is always catered for. The fifth aspect of financial planning is estate planning. So estate planning has to do with estate and wealth management. What it is that you want to leave behind for your dependents, or what you want to leave as your legacy. So with estate planning, what we need to do is, first of all, one, we want to have the right will in place. What is going to happen in case you die? You also need to consider the different marital regimes that are out there. Do you have a prenuptial agreement when it comes to your marriage? Were you married in community of property? For some of us who are married in community of property, it means that for myself and my husband, we are in community of property for assets and liabilities. That means if we are bankrupt, we are both bankrupt. Everything we share 50-50. So we also need to consider the different marital regimes that we have. We need to put a will in place. We need to also consider life insurance as well, because the reason why we want to have life insurance is to make sure that the liabilities or the debts that you have in totality within your estate, whenever you pass on, they are well taken care of. Just imagine you being the main breadwinner in your family and you pass on, and then unfortunately your spouse who's left behind does not have enough to pay the house and it actually gets repossessed. The car is also repossessed. So those are the things that we want to take care of, and to make sure that if ever something was to happen, we are adequately prepared for it. Our estate can cover for such liabilities. It can cover for the house, that the mortgage loan that's outstanding on the house, the loan that is outstanding on the car, the funeral expenses, the children's education, even a trust fund if you want to. So our estate planning also deals with the building of a trust. We'll also have a video on that when we'll be discussing the different aspects of trust and how they can benefit you in terms of leaving a legacy for your family and your loved ones. And last but not least is tax planning. And tax planning, I know guys, most of us don't even know that you need a tax number or you need to file. Have you actually filed your annual tax returns? Well, I have. So, but anyways, when it comes to tax planning, the reason why you want to plan your taxes is so that you can try to pay as little tax as you can within the bounds of the law. So that is what a financial advisor does. They help you to plan your finances for you to see how you can actually take care of the taxes that you need to pay and are liable for within the bounds of the law, to make sure that you do not pay it excessively. So remember, when it comes to your taxes, different corporates or bodies are taxed differently. A trust will be taxed differently from a company. That will be taxed differently from an individual. So with tax planning, you want to be playing with all these different aspects of entities to make sure that you take advantages of the different tax regimes so that you are paying as little tax as possible. So remember, if you liked what we've been sharing today, please remember to hit that subscribe button, share if you know people that can benefit from watching this video, and hit that notification bell. We want to be growing our community, so please keep the comments coming through down the description below so that we can answer as many questions that you need answered. Please remember that we are here to share all financial tips and discuss everything that is finance related. So please subscribe and get the conversation going. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.